Sustainable LA. I'm your girl, Tijuana Brassington. And today on the show, we're going to be interviewing two amazing environmentalists, Eartha Green and Olivia Ozone. They're going to be telling us a lot about humans in the biosphere. First, let's welcome Eartha Green.
Hi, Tijuana. Thanks so much for having me on the show.
It's my pleasure. My viewers always need to know what is going on in the outside world. So do you mind if we ask you a few questions?
Not at all. Go ahead.
Great. So our first question. What exactly is agriculture, and how is the spread of it an important event in history? This is from JungleGym4322 at yahoo.com.
Well, agriculture is the practice of farming which began at the end of the last ice age, and it basically provided basic needs for the people, such as the supply of food.
Wow, that's really interesting. Now, what's the difference between renewable and non-renewable resources? This is from ilovetijuana at gmail.com. I love you too.
Well, a renewable resource can be reused by a healthy ecosystem, while a non-renewable resource can't be reused by a healthy ecosystem.
Wow, that's interesting. I used to think diapers could be reused, but I learned that the hard way. Isn't that right? Of course. Now, could you please explain what sustainable development provides? And this is from Mr. Steal Yo Girl at AOL.com.
Well, sustainable development provides human needs while saving the ecosystem using natural resources.
Wow. Okay, our next question.
Oh, hi, Pony.
What is this?
Oh, it's Rufus. He's my pony.
We've never had an animal on the show before. Can you explain what it does?
Well, he takes me places instead of using a car, so I don't pollute into the ecosystem.
That's very smart. Let's get a round of applause. We're saving the environment.
Okay.
That's what we're all about. Sorry about that, folks. The pony just tripped over a wire, and we had to deal with that. But it's all good now. He's healing, hopefully. All right.
Thanks to Mother Nature.
Mother Nature, she does it all, doesn't she? Okay, our next question. What is the certification, and in what places in the United States are at risk of this? That was from NoChillNovia at yahoo.com.
Great question. So, desertification is a process in which farmland turns into desert, and places like the Northwest are in very high risk of this occurring.
Wow, I didn't know that. Now, what is deforestation?
Well, deforestation is not a good thing. It is basically the loss of trees, causing the loss of forests, and this can lead to erosion of mountainsides, which can really hurt the environment.
Wow, and does this happen every day?
Sadly, it does happen every day.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's very, very interesting and meaningful. All right, our next question. How does biological magnification occur? And that is from Top of the Food Chain at yahoo.com.
Wait, I'm sorry. When you said top of the food chain, I just thought of all the animals. May you please repeat the question?
Yes. How does biological magnification occur?
Oh, so biological magnification occurs when a pollutant is picked up from an organism and is not eliminated from its body, and the pollutant basically is collected in body tissue.
Wow. Okay, that's really interesting. Our next question is, can you please explain what smog is? That's from Tito's Burritos at yahoo.com.
Tito's.
Good food.
Yeah, so smog is basically a gross-looking haze, which is formed through the chemical reaction among pollutants released into the air.
Yuck. Can I get a yuck? Yuck. Oh, boy. This is our last question. What is acid rain?
So, acid rain is a form of precipitation that contains acid-forming chemicals, and it is extremely harmful to our environment.
Wow. You know what else is harmful to our environment? Galaxy leggings. Anyway. Thank you so much for coming out today.
Of course, I'm glad I could help educate your viewers.
And I'm sure you did. And now we're going to take a commercial break. And after that, we'll welcome another amazing environmentalist, Olivia Ozone. She's fantastic. Thank you. See you next.
Our world is melting. It's crumbling in our hands. But you have the power to reverse it. Yes, Yes, you do. Stop cutting down trees. And start cutting down your carbon footprint.
Hi, and welcome back to Talking with T with Tijuana Washington. Before the commercial, we had an amazing environmentalist here. Her name is Eartha Green, and she taught us a lot about humans in the biosphere. Now we're going to be having another great environmentalist who's on the rise, young little Miss Olivia Ozone. Come on out. Hi, So, I hear you're an environmentalist on the rise.
Yes, I mainly study ecology because I find it very intriguing.
That's very interesting. So we're going to start with the questions. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, so our first question is, what is biodiversity? And this is from tijuanabayington@gmail.com.
Well, biodiversity is the total of all genetically based variation in all organisms in the biosphere. It's also considered very precious.
That's interesting. So what types of biodiversity are there?
There's ecosystem diversity, species diversity, and genetic diversity.
I think a lot of our viewers are a little bit confused by those big words. Would you mind explaining what they are?
Sure. Ecosystem diversity refers to the variety of habitats, communities, and ecological processes in the biosphere. Species diversity refers to the number of different species in the biosphere or in a particular area. Lastly, genetic diversity refers to the total sum of the different forms of genetic information carried by a particular species.
Wow, that's outstanding. Really, it is. So, would you mind telling us what habitat fragmentation is? And this is from junglejim4322@yahoo.com.
Sure. Habitat fragmentation is a process in which development splits ecosystems into pieces. In other words, it means leaving habitat islands.
I love islands, especially the tropics. But I understand we're not talking about those kinds, so let's forget I said anything. Would you mind telling us how species on islands are affected? And this is from biologyislife@yahoo.com. Really, do you have no friends? Continue.
Well, the species are affected in a way that they shrink. Due to the smaller habitat island.
Continue.
Due to the habitat island, the amount of species that can live there will decrease.
Fascinating. Can you please explain what an ecological hotspot is, huh? And this is from habitatforhumanity@aol.com.
Well, an ecological hotspot is a place where significant numbers of species and habitats are in immediate extinction.
Now, by hotspot, I'm sure you're not talking about a nice sauna or a spa you could hook me up with, right? I've been on for a while. And wow! Is the pony back already? I thought you were dead. And so the pony returns. Didn't see that one coming. Anyway, so back to the question. Can you please explain what an ecological hotspot is and not the kind I was talking about before?
Yeah, an ecological hotspot is a place where significant numbers of species and habitats are in immediate danger of extinction.
Oh boy, you know what that means, right? Neither do I. So, how can conservation biologists be positive that conservation efforts are concentrated in the most important places?
That's a very good question. The biologists have actually identified ecological hotspots that show where protection is most needed for certain areas.
Wow, that's very interesting. So our last question for the show is, what is an ecological footprint? And this is from Johnny Jew @gmail.com.
The ecological footprint describes the total area of functioning land and water ecosystems needed both to provide the resources an individual or population uses and to absorb and make harmless the wastes that individual or population generates.
That's awesome. All right, let's get a round of applause for the two amazing women we have here today. Awesome, that's great. So thank you, Olivia, for spending time with us. Thank you, Eartha, for coming out as well. We hope to see you next week, where we're going to be talking about which is better, buttered or salted. It's in your hands. Thank you for coming. You live on the biggest salt farm in the United States. How is that?
It's good. I am also the youngest salt farmer in the world.
That's exciting. How is that fun?
Yeah.
Do you get paparazzi?
No.
No. I guess salt farming isn't a popular thing.
Yeah, I guess it's
Who would have thought?